Hello, everyone. Thank you for another podcast. We have a treat for you. We have a lady on here, singer songwriter, a great singer songwriter who's been on our channel like 4 times. Really awesome. And she wrote the song "Goodbye, My Love" a couple of years ago. Really, really good. You can probably check that out at the bottom of the description. It's Filomena Croce, and she's a dynamic Italian
Hello,
singer.
everyone.
She's a dynamic Italian singer and songwriter whose artistry transcends genres and continents. Now, she's based in China right now, but ever since being based in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, she has captivated audiences across the world with her powerful voice and innovative musical vision. She's a Master of Music graduate from ArtEZ Conservatorium in Zwolle. Filomena has performed in some of the most prestigious venues, including the Ariston Theatre in San Remo, Becca das Garrafas in Rio de Janeiro, the Royal Festival Hall in London, and now she's in China right now, where she has moved for at least a year. Her journey is marked by milestones such as representing Art Easy Conservatorium at the In Jazz Festival. She's performed Eurovox in the Netherlands, and she's also collaborated with Grammy-winning Metropole Orchestra at Tomorrowland's grand 15 years celebration. Um, but beyond performance, Philomena is also a passionate educator. And in Rotterdam, she's founded the FC Music School, and she's mentored vocalists globally, which she's probably doing in China too. And as she prepares to release another album at some point, um, I don't know, are you still working with the voice vocal projects as well?
Well, not now in China, no. When I'll
But
go back
regardless,
to the Netherlands,
regardless of whether she's in Netherlands, China, or maybe one day she'll find herself in Germany somewhere, wherever in the world, she continues to redefine her sound while inspiring the next generation of musicians. Hello, Philomena. Thank you so much for being on the podcast for the fourth, fifth time. Wonderful. Nice to meet you again.
hello, and nice to meet you again too, Chris. I'm really happy to be here and to be talking to you once
For,
again.
for people who don't know who you are, can you share a bit about your musical upbringing and how it shaped your artistry?
Okay, so well, I am the only musician in my family, so I don't come from music, let's say. So I don't know, I found the passion for music and singing by myself, and I decided that that's what I wanted to do. And it wasn't easy, because of, how it goes in the world, like with music. And also because my family shares that thought that many people share about music not being a profession. So I really had to fight for myself, for my dreams to come true. And I decided to, well, first of all, I started singing when I was, I think, 10 years old. Then there was like a choir, and I auditioned for it, and I passed the audition. That's where it all started, really. And I've always loved choirs. And I've been a member of many choirs until not long ago. So that was from my first experience to until not long ago, a lot of choirs. And then I started to, go solo, and um, having also duos, bands, trios, being in orchestras and whatnot. I decided to also go to the conservatorium. I first got my bachelor's degree in Italy, and then 2 days after I graduated, I left and I moved to the UK. because I had this big dream of um, having like mm, attended my master's in the Netherlands. Um, because of a friend that talked about it, like he was studying there, so um, he told me about it, and I fell in love with the idea of me going there and attending a master there and graduate there. Uh, and the courses there, of the master courses, were in English, so I needed to practice my English because at the time I was not really able to speak so fluently as I am now. So I went to the UK for that reason, and I stayed there for a couple of years. And and then I moved to the Netherlands where I got accepted at ArtEZ Conservatorium and I graduated there. And after I graduated, I decided to stay because the Netherlands offered me so many opportunities, like performing opportunities. Like you mentioned, with the Metropole Orchestra that has won like multiple Grammy Awards. And like Tomorrowland is one of the most famous music festivals in the world. um, so yeah, I decided to stay because of all the chances that I had to perform. Um, I didn't stay still anyway in the Netherlands. Like meanwhile, we also had a conversation when I just came back from Mexico. I moved to Mexico at some point as well, and then I went back to the Netherlands, a lot of traveling and a lot of performing everywhere. And well, I also have been an educator and I still am, like you also mentioned. And yeah, now I'm here in China and just I also like released original music, of course, of mine. One of my songs was with the American producer Roy Hamilton III, who has worked previously like with Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, like a lot of big names in the industry. And when I was living in Mexico, actually in 2022, um, I um, I went to Canada because actually in Toronto, like very close to where you are. So I came to Canada and yeah, I recorded this song with him and we released it in 2023 and it got actually showcased at a music expo here in China, in Shanghai, online. So it was pretty awesome. So it reached like a lot of a lot of corners in the world. So it was amazing. And at the time when it got showcased here, I was like, oh, it's such a pity that I cannot attend the expo in person. But now I'm here. Now I'm in China, so I have the opportunity when the expo happens to be here in person and attend.
So now that you had your creative base in Rotterdam and the city has influenced your sound, how is the city China influencing your sound?
I'm in Nanjing. Um, well, I'm still kind of exploring because I arrived here like recently, not very long ago. So I'm still exploring all the sounds and everything. So that is still a work in progress for now. But I do have like some projects that I either just released not long ago or are going to be released pretty soon, which are still my previous, let's say, previous phase. So I will like first conclude this phase, I think, and then pass on to the next one.
So you performed in iconic venues worldwide. Do any particular experiences stand out?
Well, there are a few. actually. Well, the most famous place, of course, or festival, of course, is Tomorrowland, and I think I've already talked about it with you before. There were two different Tomorrowland events. One was in July, 2 weekends, and one was in October 2019. Also, two dates. So one was the festival, like Tomorrowland Festival, the proper one that takes place in Belgium, and the other one was the 15th anniversary of Tomorrowland. So it was like more of a celebration of the festival itself, and it took place in Amsterdam, actually at the Ziggo Dome Arena. They were both pretty amazing. I know for sure that at the Ziggo Dome Arena there were 17,000 people per night. So
Wow.
that was pretty awesome. I'm not sure how many there were at Tomorrowland in Belgium, but also like so many thousand. So it was, yeah, still yeah, pretty amazing. I still remember um, at Tomorrowland Belgium when like just before getting on stage, and when I actually got on stage, I knew that it was going to be like such an iconic event. But I didn't realize to what extent it was until I actually watched the live stream afterwards with the rest of the orchestra, because it was an orchestra performance. So we were like 75 people or something like that on stage. And so I watched the performance on someone's phone, um, on the bus, like all together. We had our own like special bus for the Metropole, and I was watching it and I was like, wow. It's like I did not realize how amazing it was. It was like, wow, I had no words. So that was like, yeah, one of the most important and one of the best moments of my life, as well. And also the 15th year anniversary of Tomorrowland was, yeah, pretty amazing, because the orchestra got to perform like supporting like famous DJs, like the most iconic DJs that there are around, like Tiesto, Netski or Netska. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce that one, but Armin van Buuren, so Afrojack, so they're all like the biggest names. So it was pretty cool. And I remember there were fireworks. We were indoors inside the arena, but there were fireworks inside. And when we were singing and playing, and there were these fireworks going on, I was like, I hope I don't catch fire. I know it's such a, such a random thought that I got while performing, but I got a little bit apprehensive about my safety over there. But that's to, to make you understand like how big it was, like of an event, because there were fireworks indoors. So it
Mm.
was, yeah, pretty amazing. Yeah, and besides that, of course, the London Jazz Festival in the UK was also like a pretty amazing thing. But I've been there multiple times at the London Jazz Festival, but I think the most important was actually um, the one that took place during COVID. So it was remote. So it was not in a physical place. We all performed from our homes, and then the video like got premiered on YouTube. That was also pretty amazing, because that edition of the London Jazz Festival won an award in 2021, like innovation award, because of the circumstances. That was the first time that it was done like remotely. So it was, yeah, pretty amazing. And 12 million people watched
Wow.
the that edition of the festival. So that, yeah, it was a great success, like besides the fact, actually, despite the fact it was, all done remotely because of COVID.
Wow. And talking about the Tomorrowland, like, must have had such an elation, such a feeling to even perform at the Metropole Orchestra at Tomorrowland alongside
Orchestra, yeah.
EDM. Yeah, alongside EDM legends. That must have, like, how did you feel singing and performing and around all these wonderful people?
Uh, well, great. I felt great. Yeah, like I said, it was, yeah, one of the best moments of my life. Like I remember the 15th anniversary of Tomorrowland. It was like a pretty long concert, kind of. Um, and I was in high heels and I couldn't sit down, of course, and my feet were hurting so much, but I was having so much fun and then we were dancing and we were singing. It was just amazing. Yeah, one of the best feelings, emotions in my life.
So I really love the song "Love Will Come Back," and it would be nice to see more wonderful songs on there. But such a good job on that one. How do you approach blending jazz, classical, and electronic influences in your work?
Uh, well, I think I don't know. I'm bombarded from like so many different genres all the time of music that I don't even realize it. I just mix everything that whatever there is. So yeah, I don't know if there is like a real explanation to that. It just comes naturally.
So, what inspired you back then to start your own music school? And now that you're in China, like, what do you hope to achieve with it? Is this something that you're still continuing, or have you decided to walk away from that?
Um, I walked away from that for now since I'm here. Um, but that when I go back to Europe, yeah, for sure I will. I will get back to it. I think, yeah, it is very important to give like other people the opportunities and the the encouragement that's I had to struggle to get myself. Um, I had to build everything on my own, let's say, or almost. So I think it's very important, like to give other people like a hand to to realize their dreams. I think that's yeah, that's very important. That I think that's what inspired me to build my music school at the time in 2018 when everything started about that.
So, when you first started an independent artist, you had specific challenges you face. So, how do you overcome them now?
Um, well, I think I just I don't really care about what other people think. I think this is something that has always been probably um, about me. I think one very important thing for doing this job is to believe in yourself, um, no matter what other people think or say. They can say anything. It's all on you. You have to keep going. And it was like this in the beginning, and it is like this right now. Of course, now it is a little bit different, in the sense that I got credibility now. I didn't have it back then, so I had to build it up. So now it is a little bit easier in that sense, but still, of course, I still feel, that thing in the back of my neck, but I just ignore it. I just keep going my way. I think that is, um, yeah, a challenge that I had to kind of overcome. And I don't think the world will really overcome it. There will still, there will always be this kind of prejudice, probably, regarding music, but it is up to the musicians and to the artists to believe in themselves, so other people can believe in them. I think if you don't believe in yourself first, the rest will never believe in you. I believed in myself, so other people started believing in me, I think. Well, I also had, like, my first fan was my grandmother. So I did receive some support in that sense. And people also, when I was studying, like, also making my first steps, um, also that believed in me as well. But my family, many people around were not. So, or they were like, yes, you have a beautiful voice, but that doesn't mean that it can build a career or anything. So I had to make it in a way that I could build a career with it.
How did you prepare yourself mentally and vocally, especially being in a different country? So, Philomena, it was really awesome to hear that you were able to perform in Nanjing. How did you prepare for that performance, like both mentally and vocally?
Okay, so, well, preparing myself here is not that much different from preparing myself in another place. Um, Vocally is always the same, always the same warm up or whatever it is. Maybe mentally, I was a little bit nervous about it, because it was the first time that I sang here. Like, I had never been in this part of the world anyway before. Um, and also because of the language, I was like, if I introduce myself, will they be able to understand what I say? Because most people here do not speak English, at least in my experience. So, yeah, I was a little bit nervous about that, but I still tried to um, take it as I always take it, not really different. It was really nice because I also had translator, so it was good. She also translated like my introduction in Chinese, and so that was pretty good. So, the doubt that I had about people not understanding me, that was not really a problem in the end, because she translated everything. Um, so yeah, but it was really nice. There were a lot of children. So yeah, for some reason, children love me. I'm not really sure why, but I'm always surrounded by children when they can be there, of course. Not in all performances they can be there. But when they are there, they are always like really happy to be there, and they always surround me. So that it's really nice. Actually, just before coming here, like a few months before, I had like a special performance for children in Amsterdam at a theater. It was like specifically designed for children. And it was pretty amazing, actually. It was the first time that I did something like that. But the people at the theater asked me if I wanted to try this thing that I had never tried before. And it was actually really, really fun. It's like one of the funniest experiences, like experiences that I ever had. So we
Wow.
were also playing games on stage. So it was pretty awesome. I don't know if I will do it again, but it was like a one really nice, unique experience.
Were you ever able to meet any of the current Chinese pop stars or boy bands, whatever, down in China? Because I think they have their own Britney Spears and their own uh, Justin Bieber, but I'm not sure. Were you able to meet their own?
Not yet, at least. No, I haven't really met any big ones for now. Yeah, for sure they have their own like very, very big names. I just no, I haven't met them. But I still have time. I still have time. I mean, I'm supposed to be here for at least 1 year, maybe longer. I still don't know. So I still have quite some months. I think like 10 months or something,
Ooh.
at least until the end of the year, or 9.5 months. So there is there is time.
Philomena, I want to talk about Stephen North's album, The Knights of India, where you're featured. Um, the Knights of India, Mantra of the Three Realms. How did that come to be?
Okay, so Stephen North and I connected for the first time in 2021. He also had a podcast and he interviewed me. And after that, we talked and he showed me some of his work because he's also a DJ, musician. He does a lot of things. And we decided to have start a collaboration together. We first released a single slash EP in 2023 together, Shiva. And after Shiva got released, we were like, yeah, one song. So the EP was like 4 tracks, but it was only one song. That it was like instrumental with frequencies and stuff. So it was like different versions of one song. Like one song is not enough. We should do more together. So we started exploring some other tracks of his, and yeah, basically these were my favorite ones that he sent me. And like it happened with Shiva, I took the track and like the various tracks. They are 5 tracks in the Nights of India. Uh, and I just got creative over there. So I listened to all of them and it was like, okay, here I can do this, here I can do that. So I came up with all the melodies and harmonies and also some of the lyrics, which are mantras, like existing mantras that I adapted to the songs. Um, so yeah, it was a pretty cool, like creative work that I did, which I'm really happy about. Um, and then yeah, then Steven finished everything. But I'm so proud of how they came out. So basically, they are part of a series that is heart activation music, which it should, invoke calm. So it's like a healing journey for listeners. So these songs should be meant for like not only enjoyment, like pure enjoyment, but also healing, a healing journey. So it is, yeah, it's amazing in so many levels because it has like different frequencies, like he incorporated crystals, and everything, in the tracks. And then it's, of course, it's also uh the music itself that I'm really proud of. Um, like I said, for some songs, I took some existing mantras, like for the Nights of India, it's a mantra of protection. And then other mantras as well, the mantra of the three realms. The three realms are the earth, the atmosphere, and the heavens. So it is a mantra about these three realms, but at the same time also the past, the present, and the future. So it is pretty amazing, and it got released in March, so a month ago, about a month ago. And it is, it is pretty amazing. I'm pretty um proud of it. One of the songs is the Red Earth Tara.
Red Tara's
Red
Earth,
Tara is
yeah.
a female, yeah, it's a female Buddha, basically. And it has two versions. Um, one of the versions is like a techno techno version, which which is also like meant like as like dance as a form of meditation. So see like how like all the spiritual parts of it like all connects um to it. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of it because first of all it's beautiful music, and then because of my creative work that I did on it, and also the work that Steven did on it, but also because at the same time it's not only enjoyment, but it is also really something that can calm your mind and your spirit. So it's like a 360 package of everything, like enjoyment, healing, creativity, a lot of everything. And I'm pretty proud of my vocals as well, especially in Pearl Millet Blossom. I had so much fun. So this is like like an Indian, like Eastern, also some Hindu and Buddhist influence, the influenced music, but Pearl Millet Blossom is actually a lot also Western as well. So there also like is my Western side, of course, in it. And I'm pretty proud of all the vocals I did over there. I had a lot of fun with all those high notes over there and the falsetto and all of it. I don't know if you heard that one. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of the work that we've done. We are thinking, should we work on more? We don't know yet. We don't know yet if we will. But yeah, definitely it is such an amazing work. Um, and I hope that the people that listen to it can, you know, get some benefits from listening to the music, not only like I said, as like an enjoyment, but also like if they need some calm and healing in at this moment in their lives, that our music hopefully can help them also, like from that point of view.
Yeah, Red Tara's Earth. So what was yours and Steven's creative process on that one? How did you start? How did you start from the beginning and end the song? And how did you know it was the end of the song? You could have added more or
Oh, well, this happens like with all my songs, yeah, I don't know. I just get to a point in which I feel fulfilled and I feel like, okay, this is it. I'm not sure how it happens, but it happens with all of my songs. Like I keep going until I feel like this sense of peace in my soul. It comes at some point. Um, until I feel like it is done. It is a strange feeling to explain. I feel like if one makes music and writes music, can probably understand what I mean with it. Like you go and try to find like what you feel it's best, and then it just comes, and you're like, okay, yes, this is it. I think this is this is going to be, yeah, it is a strange process maybe, but yeah, I think it's something magical. It's something that it's almost magic, I feel like. And yeah, I'm always so amazed when I listen to my songs or partially mine, like in this case. Yeah, like they just come from nothing, basically. They didn't exist before, and then all of a sudden they are there. And it takes some time to get to the final product. Like sometimes it happens pretty fast. Like for example, for the Nights of India, all those songs, it actually happened pretty fast for me. Like the ideas came out just like that. I don't know how, because for other songs of mine, I took a longer time. For example, Renaissance took quite some time. Is the song that that was produced by Roy Hamilton. It took like a couple of years. Well, I didn't work on it for the whole time, like the whole time, of course. Like I started it and then I was like, I cannot feel this sense of peace over here. I feel something is missing, but I don't know what it is. I will leave it a little bit on the side and then go on with my life and yada, yada, yada. And then at some point, oh, something clicks. I was like, oh, and then I go there, I do something, and at that point I was like, okay, yes, this one is finished as well. But it took, yeah, sometimes. So yeah, it really depends on the song. Like for some songs, it might take a long time. For some songs, like for the Nights of India, like the whole EP, it took a very short time for me to create. But yeah, then you just get to this sense of fulfillment. I feel like fulfillment is the right word to describe it, in which you are like, yeah, this is done. I think it doesn't need anything more. As simple as that.
So tell us more about the new music that you have coming up that you're going to be releasing. Can you share a little bit?
Yes, well, besides the Nights of India, which was already released, I have another song. It's a single song that will be coming out pretty soon. Um, it is, well, of course, I am biased to say that it is a beautiful song, of course, and I'm looking forward for you to listen to it. But it is a ballad, and well, I wrote it at a point in my life in which love was like the most powerful force in the world for me, like the most important thing. And it still is, and still is the most important thing in my life. But you know, from a very personal experience, with time, it kind of evolved into like a larger, like a greater thing. So it now it has kind of a more expanded meaning, like a celebration of love itself. So not only like my personal experience, it evolved into the celebration of love, like in general. And I know this sounds kind of a little bit as abstract right now because you haven't listened to the song yet. But when you listen to it, you will get what I mean, and also the audience will get what I mean with it, because it does talk about like a very personal experience. But then, like with time, when I was finishing the song, it got into something deeper than my own personal experience. And I got actually inspired at some point to the Chinese slash Japanese legend of the red, I forgot that word in English. The red, how is it? String. Yeah, the red string, where in which like you are connected with this red string um, to the person or the people you are destined uh, to be with. And you might go through like a lot of obstacles in your life and whatnot. You might lose each other, you might, find other people, but then in the end, you are still connected to this person or people. It depends. It can be romantic, it can be friendships or whatever. Um, Although in my songs, I'm talking about like true love. So yeah, you still are connected to this person or these people. So no matter what happens, no matter what you go through, you will get to that idea of love that it will become true. And for the video of this song, it actually leaves it a little bit open-ended, so you cannot see, of course, the end who is going to be. um, but yeah, that is the idea I got inspired from for this song. So there is just a lot of love, let's say, like pure, sincere, unconditional love and happiness.
Have you
So I
figured
wrote
out
it
the
in a
name of the Have you figured out the name of the song yet?
sorry?
Have you given it a title yet?
Yes, yes. The title is there. The title is there. It's When I'm With You.
Excellent. New music by
Yes, because
Filomena Croce called When I'm With You.
yes. Everything written by me, music and lyrics. So it is, yeah, my own solo songs, like other songs that I release, but it is a very um happy song, really. Like there is really a lot of love poured into it. And I hope that, also the people listening to it will feel that love, but that they will also like kind of tailor it to their own experience as well, because this is what I usually like hope happens, like that people take my songs and they take whatever they can or want from it based to their own experience. So it's not only my song anymore, but it's their song, because they adapted to their lives. And I feel like this is such an important thing. So in the end, it doesn't even matter where it comes from, but where it ends. like the experience of the people listening to it. It is what really matters at the end. So what they can get from it, and that they are happy in this case. Because I also had like more nostalgic songs, but this one is, yeah, it's a celebration of love, really, and the hope that like everyone can find that true love, also thanks to that red string.
That's great, Filomena. Looking forward to hearing that one. Everyone, Filomena Croce.
Thank you.
We will make sure we link the album Love Will Come Back down below, which she released an EP 3, 4 years ago. It has songs like Love Will Come Back, I've Been Waiting for You, All About Myself. And then she has this wonderful, wonderful song called Renaissance, which I like. It was such a beautiful song. And Shiva, of course. And we'll make sure that Red Taurus Earth, the album that was released about a month ago, 2 months ago, will be linked down below. Thank you so much for being on our show again, Filomena, for the fourth time. We look forward to a fifth and sixth time. And
Yes.
look forward to getting a copy of whatever when that song comes back. Well, when that song, sorry, look forward to hearing that new song of yours, and we'll link it down below. Um, and to everyone out there, thank you very much for watching this episode with Filomena. We will actually link her previous episodes. And yeah, so looking forward to that. Thank you, Filomena.
Yes. Thank you so very much for having me, and thanks to the audience as well for
You're
listening.
welcome.